view. Bitta, still upside down, was in her face. "I want to talk to you about something," the dwarf said. "Can it wait?" Norah asked. Pressure built behind her eyes, and blood pooled in her head. "It's important," Bitta said, showing no evidence of strain. The loops of fabric on her designer yoga clothes waved slightly as a snowy goat leapt on top of her stomach, using the perch to survey the class. "I've got to work out more." Pepe eyed her stomach hopefully, and she shook her head. "It's about post-production on the players," Bitta continued. Nora's heart rate increased, and not because of the yoga. "I've decided to pursue representation. I want to spend my time directing, not answering emails." The edges of Nora's vision turned slate gray, and she tried to slow her breathing. First Array was a small pond, and Bitta was a big fish. "Don't fuck it up, Wintry." "I'm sure you're taking a million meetings." Bitta shook her head, and the rubies glittering in her ears clinked together. "No meetings. Meetings are almost as big a waste of time as emails. I don't need 15 bottles of overpriced water. I need a problem solver." Nora's heart rate amped up even more, racing against her tunnel vision. Now was not the time to show weakness. First Array was crawling with B and C-listers. Talented people, artists Norah believed in and would work hard for. But the agency didn't have any genuine stars. A director like Bitta, even if she was occasionally difficult, could cement her Hollywood legacy. Bitta lowered her voice to a whisper, inching toward Norah. "I'm not supposed to spread it around, but I'm getting a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame." Nora's jaw might have dropped, but she was still hanging upside down, so her teeth merely clinked gently together. "That's amazing," she whispered. "The ceremony's in a month. When it happens, I'd love to have my new agent standing by my side." Norah nodded vigorously. The motion made her dizzy, and just before she collapsed, Pepe sidestepped under her spine. She patted his haunch appreciatively and regained her balance. "Let's set up a meeting," she said. "Name the date and time and Madge will arrange it. Whenever you want, seriously. I'll cancel on Brad Pitt, I don't care." "You represent Brad Pitt?" Bitta asked skeptically. Nora's face turned redder than it already was. "That was a hypothetical." "I'm sure we'll find a time," Bitta said. "But I need you to do something for me first." There was a catch. Norah rolled off Pepe and collapsed on the floor, panting as her vision cleared. "Beautiful corpse pose," the rail-thin woman next to Norah said, voice dripping with sarcasm. Bitta sprung gracefully back off her hands onto her feet and sat cross-legged beside Norah. "Ladies," Salix said, gliding over. A speck of dark soil shook off her roots into Nora's mouth, and the agent resisted the urge to spit. "By socializing rather than focusing on your practice, you are stealing critical self-care from each other." The knots on Salix's face curled into a smile, and she tossed a selection of supple branches over one shoulder. "Ow!" the rail-thin woman said. She'd been whipped in the arm by a branch while reaching for her water bottle. Salix frowned at her and continued to glide through the rows of goats and yogis. "Next time, I'm bringing my axe," Bitta whispered to Norah, glaring at the instructor. "Meet me at the juice bar after class." 30 minutes later, Norah managed to scrape herself off the floor after the final corpse pose and limp out of the studio. The attached juice bar was a chalk sign, a large kitchen island, and a selection of blenders plugged in with extension cords. This rough and ready setup did not prevent the smoothies, which were served in enormous mason jars, from costing $20. Bitta was there, frowning at a drink the color of clay. "That doesn't look great," Norah said. "No," Bitta said. "It should be muddier. I appreciate their efforts to include dwarf fungal smoothies on the menu, but they always add too much fruit." She took a disconsolate slurp and